Welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Over a year ago, I made a video called Ranking My 12 Powertec Products. Today, I'm going to rank my 19 Powertec products. Stay tuned. When I do these ranking videos, just because something doesn't rank high, that doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that I like something else better. Also, usually the greater the versatility, the higher it ranks. And also, just because something doesn't rank high, it may not line up with my present training style. Almost 2 years ago, I made a video similar to this called Ranking My 18 Titan Fitness Products. And of course, I had to one-up that video with 19 Powertec products. I have a standalone review for each one of the machines I present today if you want any additional info. The attachment storage organizer comes in at 19. I think this is a great way to organize the attachments, but it does take up a fair amount of room. At about one 4-foot by 6-foot horse stall mat, this looks much cleaner than laying the attachments on the floor, and it's easier than mounting the attachments to the wall. I would like to see Powertec create a vertical organizer if possible. This comes in at $179, and if you have the space, I think it's well worth it. The Chin Dip Assist machine comes in at 18. This machine is extremely well made, with a price tag of $949. It's much less expensive than many of the commercial Chin Dip Assist machines I've used in the past. Assisted dips felt good and effective, and as soon as I added the Angles 90 grips and spacers to the chin-up bar, it completely transformed the machine and gave me a more vertical pull. It is a lever-based machine, so by increasing the height of the pull-up bar, I was able to remove some of the arc in the lever arm. What's nice about this machine is as you get stronger over weeks and months, you gradually reduce the assistance until it's barely needed. One of the reasons this machine doesn't rank higher is because at the moment, it's just not a machine I need to use, as I don't need assistance with either exercise. Of course, that may change in about 10 to 20 years. The pec fly attachment comes in at number 17. First, if you have the bench, this is about the least expensive pec fly option there is. The attachment has a 200-pound weight capacity, but a little weight goes a long way, and 100 pounds was all I ever wanted. I've mentioned before, the starting position lacks resistance. However, many people have told me that this is a great feature if they are dealing with shoulder issues. In my review for this attachment, I showed one way to counteract the lack of resistance in the starting position of the exercise by adding bands. I had years of good training with this attachment, and I probably would have kept it if it was easier to store. This attachment comes in at $279. And for all these attachments, adding a clothespin to retract the knob is the easiest way to connect and disconnect. It may seem crazy that I am putting this weight tree above some more expensive machines, but it is so nice, and it comes in at number 16. I love the stainless steel storage posts, and the barbell holder is a nice feature. This is an extremely well-made weight tree, and it is without a doubt one of the nicest I have ever seen. This weight tree sells for $239. The VKR vertical knee raise comes in at number 15. This is an incredibly well-made power tower, and I mainly got this for the knee raise feature because I already have multiple pull-up and dip stations. The VKR has a 400-pound weight capacity, and the knee raise on this piece of equipment is as good as any knee raise I have ever used. The dip handles are spaced nicely apart at 22.5 inches. The chin-up bar that swivels into place is a cool feature, and similar to what I did on the Chin Dip Assist machine, I added spacers to the bar so that I could attach the Angles 90 grips and perform hammer grip pull-ups. I would like to see future editions of the VKR include a hammer grip. This sells for $679. Coming in at number 14 is the Preacher Curl attachment. I think this is the most versatile of all of Powertec's attachments, and I showed in my review for this attachment, the handlebars that come with this can be removed and any attachment can be added. If you are limited on equipment, this can be used for shrugs, tricep exercises, and many other things, all of which I show in my standalone review. It has a 200-pound weight capacity, which is very difficult to reach for curls. And while I like the lever arm, I prefer Preacher Curls with a cable. But of course, this can be moved in front of any pulley system for Preacher Curls. This sells for $249. The dip attachment is number 13. Of all the attachments I sold, I miss this one the most. I find this exercise to be easier on the joints than bodyweight dips, and I feel I can target the triceps better with this attachment. I have dumbbells on the floor here, just 250s, and I lock my feet under those just so that I can keep my feet planted on the ground when I'm doing the dips. It has a 200-pound weight capacity, and similar to the pec fly attachment, this is easiest to store in the attachment organizer. This piece comes in at $249. Coming in at number 12 is the leg extension leg curl attachment, If you already have the Powertec flat incline decline bench or the Multipress, this is a very inexpensive leg developer at $209. This is easy to store even if you don't have the attachment organizer, and it's good for 2 quality exercises. It has a weight capacity of 200 pounds, which isn't all that difficult to reach on leg extensions, but pretty hard to reach on leg curls. The padding is better than many other leg extension attachments I've seen, and it's very easy to connect and disconnect because it's so light. This is the least expensive of all of the attachments and arguably the best. The Powertec flat incline decline bench comes in at number 11. It ranks higher than all of the attachments because it's required for the attachments, and I often get asked if those attachments will work on other benches, and without fabrication, it's highly unlikely. The pads are decently dense and moderately grippy. The feet fan out so that it can handle the attachments when in use. In future editions, I would like to see pull pins and numbered settings. If your goal is to get all of the attachments or even one of the attachments, this bench is invaluable. But for dumbbell and barbell work, I've always preferred my old school bench for a couple of reasons. One, this bench has an 18-inch height when in the flat position, which is a bit tall for me, and I've always preferred my back pad to be rectangular, whereas this has kind of like a teardrop shape. But the bench is designed like this for a couple of reasons, and most of those have to do with the attachments. So take the leg extension attachment, for example. When you're doing leg extensions, you need this 18-inch height so that your feet don't drag the ground, and the pad here offers some lumbar support. This bench has a 600-pound weight capacity, so it's not as robust as some other benches, and it weighs 91 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier than some other benches, but it does have wheels to make transporting it a little bit easier. This comes with the Levergym, or it can be purchased as a standalone piece for $449. But the reason it has all of the adjustments here is so that it can fit the Levergym perfectly for the various exercises you can perform on the Levergym. And when it's attached to the Levergym, it provides additional stability to the Levergym, especially when adding bands. The Hyper Crunch comes in at number 10. I've had the Hammer Strength back extension, the Rogue Abram GHD, the Titan Fitness back extension, and the Iron Master Hyper Core, and of all of those benches, this is the only one I still have. The footprint and adjustability of this bench are its major selling points, as it can be used for horizontal back extensions, 45-degree back extensions, ab and oblique work, and even glute ham raises. It has a 400-pound weight capacity, and it's a great way to strengthen the posterior chain. It sells for $529. Coming in at number 9 is the lat tower attachment. I've had 3 of these over the years, one on my first power rack, one on my first Smith machine, and this one which is on my third Powertec Smith. This attachment has a 1-to-1 pulley ratio with a 500-pound weight capacity. When this is attached to either the half rack, power rack, or Smith, it creates a rock-solid workstation. If you want to save money, it can simply be plate loaded, or for $490 extra, it can accept a 190-pound plate stack. And of course, Olympic plates and the selectorized stack can be used in unison. As with any cable tower, it opens up a world of exercises, and I love cables as they keep pretty consistent resistance on the target muscle. A lot of competitors are just getting around to putting a lat tower on their racks, but Powertec has had lat tower attachments on their racks for over 15 years. The lat tower sells for $899. The Roller Smith comes in at number 8. This is a very well-made Smith machine. It has a 450-pound weight capacity, and as I mentioned previously, I've had 3 different models over the years, and they've always held up very well. As with any Smith, it's very versatile, and the fact that it can accept a lat tower is a huge advantage. And when the Powertec flat incline decline bench is attached, the whole unit is unshakable. It has a very compact design, and I like the knurled 45-pound bar. My personal preference are vertical guide rods. I would like for the Smith bar to travel lower, and a few extra lockout points would be beneficial. If those 3 adjustments are made in future editions, this will rank higher. It sells for $14.99. The Power Rack comes in at number 7. This is a difficult piece of equipment for me to rate. For a lot of people, this would rank higher, but my training is more machine-based, and a Power Rack and barbells just don't appeal to me any longer. Nevertheless, the Powertec Power Rack is incredibly versatile, and it has its own ecosystem. It comes with dip bars and the multi-grip pull-up bar. There's also the option to add a landmine, step, band pegs, a lat tower, a battle rope attachment, storage plate posts, and height extenders to take the pull-up bar from 84 inches to 89 inches. The Power Rack has a 1,000-pound weight capacity and closer hole spacing in the bench press area. The rack sells for $879. The lever squat comes in at number 6. This is a very sturdy machine and the least expensive of all Powertec standalone leg machines. It has a 500-pound weight capacity and it can be used for lunges and calf raises. After having this machine for a while, I switched from pushing up to pushing back, making this mirror a pendulum squat more closely. I also added 2.5-pound plates to the safeties so the machine's stop point would fit my height better. This machine sells for $949. The leg press comes in at number 5. I've said it more times than I can count. I think this is the most economical yet well-made leg press on the market. The foot plate is huge, it's smooth, and it has a 1,000-pound weight capacity. Because I am so cautious with my lower back, I had to remove the back pad adjustment tube to lay the back pad flat, which shortened the range of motion, and it made it harder to grip the handles, but I countered that with the Angles 90 grips. Yes, the carriage needs to be lowered to load the bottom plate posts, but the top 2 posts were all in the world I typically needed to load. This sells for $15.99, and I liked it so much I bought 2 over the years. The compact leg sled comes in at number 4. This was my first standalone leg machine, and I was immediately impressed by how lower back friendly it was and by how much I liked the exercise. It has a 700-pound weight capacity, and it comes with a calf block. The springs assembly was difficult, but Powertec has since posted a video showing how to install the spring. And my hook scraped, but it eventually worked itself out. I've had some people tell me their hook scrapes, and others tell me it doesn't. I've also had a few people reach out to me and tell me by adding an extra washer or 2 to the hook's assembly, it creates enough space so the hook doesn't rub against the frame. I do miss this machine, but I got so strong with this exercise, I was loading 1445s for my work sets, which got to be a bit much. But it was the same way back in the day with a Cybex squat press. This sells for $10.99. It has a very small footprint, and this is a great residential option. While I think most people will prefer the leg press over this, my lower back likes the sled better. The Multipress comes in at number 3. If I already had a high-low pulley, I would probably take the Multipress over the Levergym, although I would miss the Viking press and some leg exercises like the pendulum squat and back squat with wedges. The lever arms are extremely easy to adjust, and they offer 17 different starting positions. They can be used in unison or independently, and they have a 500-pound weight capacity. The flat and incline press feel phenomenal, and the decline is only -15 degrees, so it's not too noticeable, but it still feels effective. I don't do a lot of overhead pressing, but it is good for overhead press variations. The multi-press is also good for plenty of other exercises like chest supported rows, one-arm rows, and shrugs. The multi-press has the attachment connector, like the Powertec flat incline decline bench, so that it can accept 6 different plate-loaded machines, and the bench is basically the same as the flat incline decline bench with 9 different horizontal positions, 4 seat adjustments, and 9 back pad adjustments. The multi-press sells for $899, and at that price, I really feel like it offers a lot of quality versatility. The Streamline Functional Trainer comes in at number 2 with a couple of caveats. In order to get this machine to perform in the way that I needed it to, I had to make a couple of very important modifications, and without these modifications, this machine does not crack the top 5. First, I had to cut grooves into the pulley housing so that these pulleys could swivel 180 degrees, and I had to add cable extensions to this machine because for some exercises, the carriage was hitting the top of the machine before I could complete a full rep. Now this is to be expected because we have 1 cable stack and 2 pulleys operating that 1 cable stack, and based on my measurements, I get a 4-to-1 pulley ratio when doing 1 pulley at a time and a 2-to-1 pulley ratio when doing both pulleys at the same time. The Streamline Functional Trainer has a 500-pound weight capacity, and the pull-up bar is a nice feature as it allows hammer grip and overhand grip, and it's a great place to securely anchor my TRX. I like the 4.5-foot distance between the pulleys as it looks and feels more natural for exercises like flies compared to some of the rack functional trainer combos I've seen lately, which look a bit narrow. With its long V-shaped legs and wide feet, this machine is incredibly stable, especially with the 190-pound plate stack add-on. Based on what I've seen, this is more stable than some more expensive standalone dual stack functional trainers, and it comes with a functional trainer bar and decent handles. To very quickly illustrate what I'm talking about, but something a little more realistic. And another more realistic example. The pulleys have 17 lockout points, which is a decent amount, but for future editions of this machine, I would like to see Powertec go from a twist knob to a pull pin, and I think the settings should be numbered. At the moment, I am getting a lot of use out of two exercises in particular, the lateral raise with cuffs and the dual tricep pushdown with cuffs. Although functional trainers aren't that great for leg training, this machine, as do most functional trainers, offer a tremendous amount of versatility. This functional trainer sells for $18.99 and the additional 190-pound plate stack sells for $490. Of course, the Levergym comes in at number one. There's not much I can say about this machine that I haven't already said. I have a 4-part review and hack series. I have a 5-part series called Why I Like the Levergym in Less Than a Minute, where I show how easy it is to transition from exercise to exercise. I have training videos using the Levergym, and I have a video saying why the Levergym would be my one piece of equipment if I could only have one. It's 7 feet tall. The lever arms have 15 lockout points with a 500-pound weight capacity. The cable system is rated for 300 pounds with about a 2-to-1 ratio, and it needs to be about 2 feet from the wall. The Levergym comes with a squat bar, a nice D handle, and a so-so lat pull-down bar. I would like it better if it revolved. If someone is in the market for an all-in-one machine, this is usually my recommendation because it does just about everything. And I've said in the past, I think the best way to describe the Levergym is that while it doesn't do everything perfectly, it does just about everything very, very good. This machine sells for $15.99. It comes with the Powertec flat incline decline bench, and it offers a tremendous amount of versatility with its 8-foot by 6-foot footprint. The majority of my home gym training over the last 15 years has been with Powertec's products. I know the line well because I've had most of these machines multiple times, because every time I move, I sell all of my equipment and then I start over with the new additions. I think Powertec has always appealed to me because they are more of a machine-based company, and if you followed my channel for any period of time, you know that most of my training is machine-based. And I think Powertec is a nice blend of quality and price. And while I don't have all of these machines anymore, I think I've used them long enough to provide informed feedback, and I know how well they compare against other home gym pieces and even commercial pieces. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If so, please consider liking the video. And in the comment section, I would love to know if you think I ranked anything higher or lower than what it should be. I am a Powertec affiliate, so if any of my Powertec videos have helped you, please consider using my Powertec affiliate link that can be found in the description of this video. And remember, if your equipment lacks, I got the hacks. Take care, everyone.